Everyone praises honesty, yet in reality it is often the honest person who carries the heaviest burden. The one who refuses to lie and insists on living truthfully ends up suffering in ways the liar never does. Society thrives on convenient illusions. We are told what success should look like, what love is supposed to mean, and how to live a respectable life. Most people nod, smile, and put on this costume of appearances without protest. But the person who chooses honesty cannot do that. He rejects the pretended costume and remains exposed, authentic, and therefore vulnerable. Without the mask that others hide behind, the world sees him exactly as he is, and that will not always be to its liking. By refusing the assigned role, the honest man carries the weight of rejection and misunderstanding. He pays a price that most would rather not pay. Yet here is the paradox. Although he carries the heaviest burden, the honest man is also the freest. While others live weighed down by lies, by the burden of pretense and the endless effort to gain others' approval, the honest man is free of that. He may be marginalized, ridiculed, or punished for his candor, but deep in his soul he bears a far lighter load. He knows that his life is his own, and that inner freedom is worth more than all the false comforts in the world. The liar has a talent for adapting to any environment. He can bend himself to fit the required mold, sell the product, play the expected role, wear the proper mask. From the outside, he might appear content and successful. But deep down, he knows the image he shows the world is a fiction, and that discrepancy gnaws at him incessantly. That quiet anxiety, perhaps only a whisper at first, grows into a heavy burden over time. The honest man, though he faces the world's hostility, escapes the inner torment of deceit. His soul isn't torn by contradictions. Thus, the honest man is both cursed and blessed. Cursed in the world's eyes because he doesn't bend easily and won't play the game of widespread hypocrisy. He may lose opportunities, wealth, or public recognition because he refuses to compromise. But he is inwardly blessed because his soul isn't for sale and his nights aren't haunted by the ghosts of falsehood. His burden is a paradox. Outwardly it seems enormous, but inside it is the lightest of all. He carries the truth, and the truth carries him. Lie to yourself long enough and you'll forget who you truly are. Like an actor who has worn so many masks that he no longer recognizes his own face. That is the great tragedy of dishonesty. Not only do we lie to others, but in doing so, we lose ourselves. Without an authentic center, we wander through life like ghosts, physically present, but not truly alive. The honest man refuses that fate. He will not betray himself, even if sincerity costs him dearly. And it does cost him, because honesty exposes the cracks in a world built on illusions, something most people do not want to see. When you expose a convenient lie, people won't thank you. Instead, they push you away and punish you for your audacity. That's why so few have the courage to live fully in truth. It's much easier to play the accepted role and carry the burden that only seems lighter, the burden of deceit. A lie may seem a light burden at first, but it grows heavier with time. Every falsehood begets another falsehood and must be maintained endlessly, which is exhausting. The liar, free for the moment, gradually becomes a prisoner of his own inventions. The honest man, by taking up the weight of truth from the very start, becomes freer as time goes on. His burden doesn't grow because truth is simple and needs no upkeep. In the end, the honest one's burden is heavy only in appearance. He might stagger under society's rejection or experience loneliness, but in his heart, he remains light and undivided. Herein lies the secret, to carry a great weight on your shoulders while keeping your heart light. This is the strange grace of honesty, a burden heavy on the outside but the lightest on the inside. Ultimately, the only weight worth carrying is the one that frees your soul, not the one that binds it. Paradoxically, although honesty brings difficulties at first, over time life works in favor of the sincere. When you live by truth, you become aligned with reality, and the world begins to subtly reshape itself around your integrity. Without any scheming or forcing, your integrity draws in the opportunities and people that resonate with you. You might not get everything you want right away, but the things you truly need will come to you at the right time. Society might think the honest man is losing out, but life measures by a different standard, the peace of one's soul. Honesty might make him miss certain advantages, but in reality it straightens his path. By living in harmony with what is real, life will eventually reward his integrity, not through magic, but because he has stopped deceiving himself and thereby allows the world to support him. Think of a garden. You can't plant something new until you pull out the weeds. Similarly, honesty clears the soil of your life, whereas lying only covers the weeds with a pretty layer, leaving the roots beneath to choke everything. The effort of sincerity is arduous at first, like the hard work of weeding, but afterward life can blossom in the cleared soil. Sincerity becomes a magnet for all that is genuine and drives away all that is false. The honest man acknowledges his fears and limitations, and that vulnerability strengthens him because he no longer wastes energy maintaining appearances. No longer having to wear masks and pretend is an immense relief. His path is not free of obstacles. It may be marked by rejection and the loss of some friends. Meanwhile, the liar becomes entangled in his own lies and lives under the weight of the fear of being exposed. The honest man may start out with a heavy stone on his shoulders, but in time that stone becomes a reliable foundation. So what is the heaviest burden? To live with nothing to hide, to tell the truth even when it hurts, and to admit your fears instead of covering them up. Yes, it is a heavy burden, and yet the easiest way to live, because in the end, life responds only to reality, to the sincere face beneath the mask. In relationships, hiding the truth out of fear slowly poisons the bond. Sincerity may hurt in the short term, but only it allows true love to grow. Throughout history, entire societies have collapsed because they preferred comfortable lies to hard truths. The rare individuals who spoke the truth aloud were often silenced or punished. One historical example: Socrates was condemned to death in Athens because he refused to renounce his true beliefs. He was punished by his fellow citizens, but his integrity became a symbol through the ages, proof that honesty, though sanctioned in the moment, possesses a power that endures. In the short term, honesty brings no rewards. On the contrary, it may expose you to ridicule or punishment, but in the long run, truth is easier to carry than lies. Lies require constant effort. They must be maintained and protected by even more lies, whereas truth exists on its own. Thus, the burden of sincerity, however heavy at first, proves to be the lightest in time. In the end, the burden you carry becomes your teacher, By walking with truth even when it cuts, you learn that life leans toward reality. The things you feared, being exposed, rejected, losing something, turn out to be beginnings, not endings. The heavy stone you carry transforms into the strength with which you build a life full of meaning. So are we ready to carry the weight of truth? To look reality in the face and speak it, even at the cost of comfort? If so, the universe, however it tests us at first, will ultimately support us, for it mirrors what we are. And if we are sincere, then no matter how fierce the storm, we will remain standing. The burden of truth is not punishment, but our initiation into freedom. The dishonest man lives hiding and running from himself. He chases comfort but never finds rest. The honest man, though he feels the full weight of life, walks forward steadily. He may stumble, but he doesn't lose himself. His burden, instead of breaking him, becomes the anchor that keeps him steady. And others, since everyone longs for something real, find in him a genuine support. They cling not to a mask, for he wears none, but to the truth he embodies. Honesty is not an easy or glamorous path, and it rarely earns applause, but it is the only road to freedom. To be sincere is to be truly alive, to engage with reality without disguise. Yes, you carry a heavy stone on your shoulders, but that stone becomes the cornerstone of your being. Without honesty, you are like a house built on sand, ready to collapse with the first storm. With honesty, you are like a cathedral built on rock, open, strong, unshaken. The weight is great, but the beauty built upon it is priceless. In the end, the honest man discovers that the burden of honesty wasn't really a burden at all, but the price of freedom, a weight that transforms into wings. If your life feels heavy, ask yourself, are you carrying truth or carrying lies? If you carry truth, rejoice, you are free. If you carry lies, beware, they will consume you. Choose honesty, carry that burden, for in the end, it is the only weight that will truly set you free.